everybody. Dave Brown and Torrey Macklin here at ringside. We're ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. And, man, what a card we got today.
We have got a big one indeed, Dave. We are ready to go with the King, Jerry Lawler. He's going to be in an opening bout today. Jeff Jarrett, he's going to be in the single bout. Look out for the King and Jeff. Moondogs and Richard Lee, they're here today. Ron and Don Harris, the Bruise Brothers, there on the card. And Brian Christopher is going to be teamed up today right here on Championship Wrestling with Doink the Clown.
That's exactly right. Coming up right here today. You don't go away. We'll be back with USWA action in just a moment. And there's the King right there as we got underway on USWA Championship Wrestling today. And with a crown and the robe, climbs into the ring. His opponent is already there in the form of the Shadow. Referee Frank Burrell checking everything out, and we will be set to go very shortly here. The crown has been handed out of the ring. There's the robe, and now that big, good-looking belt will be securely put away. Referee Frank Morrell calls for the bell, and Corey, here we go. The King, a heavy favorite in the match.
Oh, indeed. The King himself. Jerry Lawler whips the Shadow into the ropes and flips him over. Lawler comes in out of Memphis, Tennessee, the unified world heavyweight champion at 4 DDT that flips the Shadow over.
The King was taking requests. He said, hey, how about a DDT? The crowd says, yeah, so he responded.
Yeah, and he said, hey, what about the mask? And man said, yeah. And the Shadow doesn't like it, though. He tells it out of there. He crawls out of there quickly. And the King, referee Frank Morrell, I said, why in the world are you wearing the mask? Lawler said. Lawler and the Shadow standing in. This Shadow comes in out of parts unknown, dressed in black from head to toe, black gloves and all. Lawler backs him up against the turnbuckle. And the Shadow feeling some of those big right hands from the King. Lawler drops down on him. What a rock. Shadow.
Been a long day for the Shadow. The King firmly in control, going for that mask again.
Yeah, the first 30 seconds of it has been a long day for the Shadow already. As Lawler has went after him, and their Shadow trying to hang on to his mask, see if he still got it. Climbs back up on the canvas, and yeah, he's complaining about his mask to the referee. He steps back in there, and the King, Jerry Lawler, tangles up with him. Backs the Shadow up against the ropes, whips him in. Shadow comes off, catches the elbow from Lawler.
Well, he almost turned him a flip right there when he caught him.
Yeah. King slams him down. Drops with a big knee on the Shadow. King said, hey, what about the mask? Man say, yeah.
Referee said no. Referee said leave it alone.
Shadow in the middle of the ring. Lawler's up on the middle rope. Comes down. Oh, boy, he blasted that Shadow. 1, 2, 3. Got him. 1, 2. Hey, King. Hey, King. Hey, Jerry Lawler, King. I'm sick of you running your mouth about me. I'm ready to shut it today. I'm ready to shut your mouth today. You understand? Hey, King, I'm sick of you running your mouth about me. I'm ready to shut it today. I'm ready to shut his mouth today. You understand me? I'll get it. Hey.
Well, the King just kind of walks away as Christopher heads for the ring. The King hasn't left, but he's out of the ring. Oh, look out. Yeah, here comes. He seems to be in a real good mood. Doink the Clown. Out in the wrestling area, you can just, sort of barely saw him there over on the left-hand side of the screen. Doink the Clown here. Meanwhile, look in the ring there. Christopher really going at Lawler. Lawler is what?
Oh, Christopher asking him, is he scared? That's what he's asking. You scared?
Oh, right.
He's challenging him to come in the ring.
I know he's not scared. There's no doubt about that.
Lawler's telling him, hey, I see that clown over there. I'm
yeah.
not going. Yeah, that's what he's telling him.
He figures it might be a 2-against-1 situation with Doink the Clown out here. So Brian Christopher said something to the Clown over here, and look at, he's right back on the challenge.
There goes Doink the Clown. He just went back out. Yeah,
he left.
Come on, big shot. Come on, King.
Boy, Christopher with that mouth, and the King can't resist. He climbs into the ring, headed for Brian Christopher. Christopher dancing around, but backwards.
Yeah, Lawler backs him up in the turnbuckle. And, oh, he grabs Christopher. He's got Brian Christopher into the ropes. Christopher hangs on and goes under and out of there. Lawler running after Christopher.
Oh, my goodness. Look at all.
Yeah.
On the floor over here. And now Christopher and the Clown jump Lawler.
Yeah.
The Clown put a bunch of banana peels in the corner when he was out here. And Lawler slipped on it coming around. And now it is 2-against-1. Christopher and Doink the Clown against Lawler.
Yeah, they jump on the King in there. After Lawler slipped up on those bananas that Doink the Clown was peeling out here. Banana peelings and all, Christopher and the Clown jump on Lawler. Here comes Jeff Jarrett, though.
And there goes Christopher and Doink the Clown headed out of here. Well, Lawler was leery of the whole thing when Doink the Clown came out.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get in the ring. Yes, can you see those banana peels over there? That's what's lying on the floor. The Clown was over here. He had his back to us. We could see him taunting Lawler too, along with Brian Christopher. But he was loading up the corner over here with a bunch of banana peels. Christopher jumped over him, and then when Lawler came roaring around that side of the ring, tripped him up, and they both jumped him. But when Jeff Jarrett got here, it evened it up, and they're gone. So we'll get all of that cleaned up. And
there's a look at the banana peelings.
Yeah, he just kind of covered that corner over there. Very sneaky move from Doink the Clown, who had come out very happy. Well, I was going to take a break, but let's not right now. Here's Bert Prentice. Prentice is wearing boxing gloves as he heads in the direction of the table here. Bert?
I am the happiest person in the world because I finally got Bubba Johnson and the match I always wanted. Because now I can knock her out and expose her to the world. Sharpen my jaw, Bubba Johnson, this week it's just me and you. And I'm going to knock your head off because I can do it all. I can give you the big one. And I'm going to knock you out and show the people and show the world exactly what you are.
You're talking about Miss Texas is what you're talking about. This Bubba Johnson business is just ridiculous.
I should have known she's a martial arts specialist. And heaven knows she's pulled the pants off of so many men she got mine off. But let me tell you, payback this week, Bubba Johnson. You're going down at the expense of me.
Well, there's the word from Bert Prentice. Boxing gloves. Hey, get out of here. Let's take that break right now. We'll be right back. Well, here's Miss Texas. Bert Prentice out here running his mouth a few minutes ago, but I expect Miss Texas has a word or two for Mr. Prentice, too.
You know, Big Bertha, I know I can beat you in a boxing match. Now, when I get you in the ring, I'm going to expose you because you're nothing but a big fake. It doesn't matter who you train with. You can train with the best. It doesn't matter. But you know me. You know I'm a boxer, and I train with the best, too. So when I get you in the ring, I'm going to kick your fat butt up and down all around the ring.
Now, look, she didn't come out and interfere in your interview, for heaven's sake.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, that's so.
You're going to do what? You're going to expose me?
I'm gonna expose you.
The whole world knows you're nothing but a man in drag. Oh, I am? Oh, really?
What are you?
You know, tough lady, you so tough, maybe I'll just do it this way. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Come on,
You're not going to come out here and try to embarrass me.
Embarrass you?
Yeah.
Like you coming out here, you embarrass your own self. Yeah.
You slept with half of the wrestling promotion.
Will you
in the
stop
world,
that?
And then you want to come out here and say you're going to beat me? I don't think so.
You jealous. You jealous of me. Yes.
I wouldn't want a body like that.
Well,
Look at that.
Look at that.
You wish you looked as good as me, you tramp.
shoot myself.
You're a two-bit
I shoot
tramp.
myself.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Hey, come on,
Boy,
man.
this Doink the Clown out here again. Look at it. He and Christopher out here with a pie and threw it in Miss Texas' face.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. Christopher, you all get out of here with that stuff. That's horrible, man.
Oh,
Hey,
goodness.
come on.
Prentice just threw her down on the floor.
Oh, that's
Oh,
ridiculous,
Bert.
Dave. That is horrible.
And look at Christopher and the Clown over here. Just celebrating the whole thing. Here comes Lawler Jarrett, and that'll get rid of him, I hope. Finally, they get out of here. After Miss Texas being hit with a pie, humiliation there, but, and then to have Prentice jumper like that. I tell
man,
you what, that Prentice, and the Clown.
Yeah.
That's getting to be a problem. I mean, you know, when you first see the Clown, you know, he was out here laughing and all of that, and then, I don't know, with the
First
bananas.
banana
And then,
peelings, yeah, then the pie.
now the
Miss Texas
pie
face.
here. Well, I tell you, Jeff has got a match coming up. Here comes Mr. Clyde right here. Lawler is helping Miss Texas out. Mr. Clyde heads for the ring. Jeff Jarrett will be back. Referee Kevin Christian steps up on the apron, and we are just about set to go with yet another USWA wrestling match, this time in the ring.
Yeah, the King and Jeff walk out with Miss Texas to get some help for her, and we'll be seeing Jeff Jarrett back here in the ring. There he is right there. On his way, and Mr. Clyde standing in. And he's waiting for his opponent, Jeff Jarrett. And I don't know if he's so eagerly awaiting, though.
Yeah, he better not be too eager about it. Jeff takes just a moment to greet his fans here, and he's got a bunch of them around the world, let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
He climbs through the ropes. Got that great-looking multicolored robe on today. He'll be handing that out to security, and we will be set to go with a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match here. Jeff Jarrett against Mr. Clyde. Jerry Lawler victorious in the opening match here today. He was a heavy favorite going into that, and I would certainly have to say that Jeff is a heavy favorite going into this one, Corey.
Indeed, Dave. Jeff Jarrett flips Mr. Clyde over. Good takedown. An arm drag on Clyde. Oh, Clyde's cause it says he pulled his hair. Boy, he doesn't have much of it up there now to pull.
Yeah, he got his head shaved with his involvement as a valet with Brian Christopher not that long ago. He didn't have any hair to pull.
Gee, Mr. Clyde standing in. Good arm takedown again from Jeff. Good move. And Clyde's out and he pulled his hair again. Would you believe it? Mr. Clyde coming in and, boy, just looking for any reason to slow down Jeff Jarrett. Clyde stands in, tangles up with Jeff. Oh, backs Jeff Jarrett up against the turnbuckle, and it's going to be a break. Referee Kevin Christian telling Clyde to break the hold. Clyde swings at Jeff, and look at Jarrett go after him. Here's Mr. Clyde. Slams him into the turnbuckle on the other side of the ring. Runs him across the ring again and slams him up against the turnbuckle. Takes Clyde, whips him into the ropes. Big elbow that sends Mr. Clyde down. What is Jeff Jarrett? Some kind of wrestler, boy, let me tell you, this guy, he can go. Clyde says the reversal, and look at Jeff with the DDT. Clyde is out from that. He's got him covered. 2, 3, he got him. Jeff Jarrett gets the win. Oh, come on, Brian.
Hey, sissy boy. Hey, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, don't get out of that ring, boy. I'm sick of you talking about me. Hey, come here, Jeff. I'm ready to shut your mouth, boy.
Christopher back out here. He was yelling at Lawler earlier, challenging to come back in the ring, but Jeff started out, but he comes back and what's the referee? The referee is telling Christopher to get out of the ring and get out of here.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett over talking to him and now talks to the ref.
Watch that
Hey, look
Norton,
out,
though,
that
yeah.
clown is
Wow.
back out here dancing around. Meanwhile, Jeff and Brian over in the corner, and the referee is trying to make sure that they don't get together there. And here, Jeff climbs under the ring. What is he saying? Brian dancing around saying, come on, come on, come on, come on. And there goes Doink the Clown. Well, he's leaving again, but
Yeah.
he left once before. Oh,
Yeah.
Brian shoves him. That's going to get Jeff into the ring. He comes after him. And Brian Christopher now out of the ring. Here they go. He's running around the ring. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Hey, what
is that? Like an oil slick there. That's what, look at that look under the ring there.
Yeah, oh,
a
boy,
bottle of
look at
oil. That goofy clown, when he was out here, we were watching Brian and Jeff. Looks like that Valdez was over here spilling oil.
Oh,
they got it in a corner
there it
here.
is,
There's
the
the
bottle,
bottle right there.
Oh, that Doink the Clown poured all over the floor here in the studio, and Jeff slid right on that oil. Doink the Clown. And
Big chop. And look at the clown work Jeff Jarrett over. Wow, Christopher holds him up. Here comes Lawler.
Yeah, the king
And
comes
boy,
in. And
you know, they don't hang around long when it's 2 against 2.
No, they don't.
It's 2 against 1, and they're tough as they can be. Yeah, it's an oil. It's oil. He poured oil all over the floor, King. That's exactly what happened out here.
Oh,
Let's get the cleanup crew going again. We'll be back with more USWA action in a moment. Sick of Christopher and this clown out here. We got a lot more action coming up. Moondog still to go. The Harris brothers will be here a little bit later on, but I want you to check out of town for us in a minute too.
Yeah.
But here's the King. Let's get a comment or two from him as he heads this way, and then we'll continue with the action. King, be very careful. It's very slick over here.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me it's very slick, and it's going to get a little slicker around here because you see there's a couple of jerks running around here today who think they're real slick. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I got more to say about them a little later, but right now I want to talk about probably what is behind all of this. I don't know how many of you people out here or how many people watching are familiar with where this Doink the Clown came from. Yeah, we know, right? He's from the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation. And he's been wreaking havoc up there for the past few weeks, and now I guess Brian Christopher gets a hold of him and asks him to come down here. Well, let me tell you something. I've just about had it up to here with the World Wrestling Federation, and there's a lot of people that's getting sick of them, too. You see, I have for years been telling everybody that right here in the USWA, we had as good or better than any other wrestlers anywhere in the world, any organization, WCW, WWF, bar none. We're just as good, we're just as tough, we're just as mean as any of them right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Is that right? Well, I went up to the WWF to prove it, and I'll tell you something. The minute I walked in the doors up there, a lot of people said, no, you'll never see the King in the WWF. Well, I've been there. I want to tell you, I've been there. And from the minute I walked in the door, not one person considered me a friend. Not one person considered me a good guy. You want to know why? It's not just because I'm from the USWA. I'm going to get right down to the bare facts of the matter. It's because I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. It's because I'm from the South. And you just find when you go to New York City, when you go anywhere up north, those people walk around with their noses in the air, and they think anybody from south of the Mason-Dixon line are the Beverly Hillbillies. They look at me and they say, hey, you been wearing shoes very long, King? They look at me and say, what'd you come in on? You ride your mule all the way up here to New York City? Well, let me tell you something. I'm proud to be from Tennessee, and I wouldn't live in New York City if they gave me a penthouse in Trump Plaza. I can tell you that right now. And I'll tell you somebody else that's pretty sick and tired of all of those jerks up there in the WWF. And that's another guy that has been wrestling up there, but he's got his roots from right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And his name, as we know him, is Downtown Bruno. And I want to bring him out here for a minute because he's got a little problem he's going to straighten out this week with the WWF. Come on out here, Bruno Mania.
There he is.
And you're going to see why I say Bruno Mania in just a minute. Because there is a guy in the World Wrestling Federation that Downtown Bruno has had some problems with over the past few weeks. Bruno, I'm going to tell everybody about your problems that you had up there in the World Wrestling Federation with the Fink.
The Fink.
The Fink, that's right. There is a little scrawny, sawed-off ring announcer in the World Wrestling Federation by the name of Howard Finkel. Anybody ever heard of Howard Finkel? He's a little bald-headed ring announcer, thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, The truth of the matter is, he's the biggest nothing since the invention of the zero. Is that right, Bruno?
Exactly.
And let me tell you something. He goes around and calls himself a ring announcer, and he introduces all the wrestlers. But the truth of the matter is, I found out since I've been in the World Wrestling Federation that Howard Finkel is one of the head honchos up there in the WWF, isn't he? Exactly. He's one of the big wheels, and even though he's a little short, scrawny, sawed-off runt, he likes to throw his weight around and try to boss all the wrestlers around. When you want to know where you're going to wrestle next week, you got to call Howard Finkel. And what does he love to do? He's going to put you on hold because he's going to try to make you think he's a big, important big shot. Well, downtown Bruno, you had a little run-in with Howard Finkel, and you showed him what was what, didn't you?
Exactly. I showed him one thing. I'm from the Memphis area. I live in Wiles, Mississippi.
That's
I'm
right,
very
baby.
proud of it. And some goofy Yankee like Howard Finkel going to try to make me look bad and feel bad up there? Well, I got news for him. He's not going to make me look bad in my hometown, not in Memphis, Tennessee.
Because that's where Bruno Mania runs wild, isn't it?
Bruno Mania's running wild in Memphis, Tennessee. And I want Howard Finkel to come on down and get in the ring with me.
We got a piece of tape to
Yeah, we
show
do.
you a little
Show the
run-in.
tape.
Everybody look at Howard Finkel here.
Look at this dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guests at this time are Dr. Harvey Whippleman, Kimchi, and the Ugandan giant, Kamala.
Let me tell you something, little man. I don't need some retarded-looking geek like you to conduct an interview with me. I want you to understand something, and I want you to listen real good. Time after time, I have told you that the doctor does not deal with geeks. But time and time again, you stand here with that smirk on your face and those big ears and that receding hairline that's almost non-existent, and you look at me in the eye as if you're my equal. Well, you're not my equal. You don't come anywhere near Dr. Harvey Whippleman. As a matter of fact, I wish you would take your bald head and just get on out of here and let me conduct this interview myself, because you ain't worth it. What do you...
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. Some of you may know me, and some of you may not. My name is Howard Finkel. I'm also known as The Fink, and I am the premier ring announcer in the World Wrestling Federation, the very best in wrestling today. As of late, I've been having a problem with a man I know as Whippleman, but apparently you people here in Memphis know as Downtown Bruno. My goodness, that has to be the stupidest name that I've ever heard. Who could walk around the streets of Memphis and call himself Downtown? Give the man a road map, he wouldn't know downtown from uptown. That's how dumb he is. I've had some problems over the past few months with him concerning things that he has put the blame on me for. Don't buy it for a second, folks. I'm the one that's in the right. I've been in the World Wrestling Federation doing ring announcing for a long, long time, and never have I ever faced a more stupider, idiotic excuse for a human being like Downtown Bruno. What a name. Well, nevertheless, it is going to all come to a head this Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Finally, the opportunity is going to be there for your so-called hero to become even more of a hero when he steps into the ring and goes one-on-one with me. And this is going to be something that I perhaps shouldn't be looking forward to if you want to believe Downtown Bruno. I don't believe that idiot for a second. I know that I'm going to have to come down from the Big Apple and fly down to Memphis, Tennessee this Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum and step into the ring with Downtown Bruno. Give me a break.
Let me tell you something, Dave Brown. Look here. First of all, Howard Finkel, I'm proud to be a redneck. But see one thing, a redneck is a man. You're not a redneck. You are white trash. And when I get you in that ring in Memphis, Tennessee, everybody from Memphis, everybody from the Mid-South area, everybody from Wiles, Mississippi is going to come down and see this redneck show you, Yankee white trash, what you are, a piece of garbage. And I got one more thing to say, Dave. You might think you're bad. You will be bad when Downtown Bruno gets through with you. That means beaten, annihilated, and destroyed. And you know why? Because it's like Mama says. It bees that way sometimes. Oh, yeah.
Pythons, baby.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a hold of you right here. I may not have pythons, but I got me a couple earthworms here. They're going to wring the life out of your Yankee neck, Daddy. Believe me, I'll be there.
Just like somebody said, Howard Finkel, the last guy that came down here and talked like that was Andy Kaufman. And you know what happened to him, is that right?
Bees that way, maybe. That's Bruno Mania running wild here. Speaking of running wild, USWA action all over the territory. Corey, big one coming up.
Yes, sir. It's running to Senatobia, Mississippi. Thursday, February 11th. Senatobia, there it is. 7:30 bell time in Senatobia. The King, Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett. Also, that big Moondog Battle Royal. First time in Mississippi. That wild Moondog Battle Royal. Let me tell you, that is something to see. All the fans around Senatobia, save a buck on advance tickets for championship wrestling at the College Business Office and Video Shop for Senatobia, Mississippi and Northwest Community College. That's Thursday, February 11th. Friday, February 12th. Kennett, Missouri, the American Legion Building. 7:30 bell time back in Kennett. Honky Tonk Man's on the card. Brian Christopher, Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, and Miss Texas, and many more USWA stars in Kennett, Missouri. That's Friday night, February 12th. Friday, February 19th. Harrisburg, Arkansas. In Harrisburg, bell time is 8 o'clock at the National Guard Armory there. Box office opens at 12 noon in Harrisburg. The King, Jerry Lawler's on the card. Jeff Jarrett, Moondogs, Miss Texas, Brian Christopher, and the Rock and Roll Phantom. He's going to be there in Harrisburg, Arkansas. That's Friday night, February 19th in Harrisburg. Friday, February 26th, Marianna, Arkansas, at the Lee High School. All of the USWA's top stars are going to be in Marianna. Saturday, February 27th, Bolivar, Tennessee. Back in Bolivar there, championship wrestling there at the high school. 8 p.m. bell time. Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Honky Tonk Man, and many more lined up. I understand there's going to be a big night in Bolivar, Tennessee. Saturday, February 27th, and you can get your tickets at Richard's Barbecue there in Bolivar. Crenshaw, Mississippi, coming up soon. That's Thursday, March 4th, and Friday, March 5th. Championship wrestling in Forest City, Arkansas, and Sunday, March 7th in Jonesboro, Arkansas. A big super spectacular. That's championship wrestling on tour. Big night in Jonesboro, I understand, too, coming up.
Already getting calls about that one coming up. Big action around the USWA. We'll be back with more of that action right here. You stay with us. Moondog's going to be headed this way. We got him scheduled to go in a match right here. We will have him in the ring. Yeah, I hear the whistle blowing. That used to mean the train's coming around the bend, but now it means the Moondogs are on the way. Led by Richard Lee, their manager. The World Tag Team belts being held aloft by Richard Lee, as he is here along with a chair, too, I might add.
Mike Samples, let me ask you a question, brother. These look familiar to you? They should, because they used to be around the waist of your goon squad, and they're not anymore. And you know why, Mike Samples? Because the greatest tag team in the history of wrestling took them up, brother. Well, now you're crying the blues, saying you want a rematch. The only way you're going to get a title match, hot dog, is to put your hair up. But come this week, brother, we got you in a six-man tag, and my dogs are going to beat you down, and I'm going to stomp you through the ring, brother, and it's going to look something like this. Get 'em, boys, get 'em.
Off they go to the ring. Richard Lee sends the Moondogs, including that new big Moondog, into the ring. They go against the Scorpion of John Turman. And Corey, this one has lookings of a mismatch here.
Oh, yeah, already. It's Moondogs and Richard Lee. Oh, they go after John Turman and the Scorpion. The big Scorpion just got clobbered. Oh, boy, by the Moondog with that folding metal chair. And that other big Moondog picks up John Turman and clobbers. Oh, these Moondogs, some kind of awesome tag team, let me tell you. They are tough. Oh, boy, slams down on Turman with that chair.
Mike Samples out here. What are you doing out here?
That's right, I'm out here because I'm tired of Richard Lee running his mouth. He's coming out here talking bad about me. Let me tell you, you carry the belts. Don't hold on to them too tight. They're coming back to me. And if you don't think I can take them, I'll come across there right now, and I'll beat you down into this floor, and they'll have to scrape you up with a putty knife. You understand that?
Hey, we don't need that, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, don't wave your hand at me. Don't wave your hand at me.
We don't need that out here, Samples. Come on.
Okay.
He says, come on.
Okay. Yeah, you think it's better? Oh, well, let me tell you, I got the jacket off. I'll come over and give you the...
Hey, come on.
Hey, wait a minute.
Look, sneaking up behind Richard Lee.
Hey.
Clown. Doink the Clown again. Come on, Samples.
Wait just a minute.
If there's nothing you can do...
Hey. We're not going to have this out here. They have enough of that stuff. And we're not going to have that. We'd have enough of that pot throwing and stuff. This is ridiculous, and we're not going to have it out here. Now, no, don't do it. Now, hey, none of that stuff. Don't do it.
All right, Sam. What are you doing? Go to break, please. Hey, yeah, hang on just a second. We're still trying to clean up here. Let me plug in and see if we can figure out where we have got an incredible mess around here. The chairs are destroyed. Corey is good. He's okay. He's going to get cleaned up, and he'll be back in just a minute. Let's see. Where are we right here? Got okay. Let's check the action coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum right now, if you don't mind. 7:30 is when it starts there, and the opening match of the night, you got Terror #1 going against Chris Michaels. That's just the opener. Danny Davis will be back, this time going against the Rock and Roll Phantom in yet another single match. Then you got that boxing match. Boy, I tell you what, they kind of got started on this one here today, but put them in the ring Monday night, boxing gloves on. Bert Prentice goes against Miss Texas. Downtown Bruno gets to go against Howard Finkel. He's already had to run in. You saw the videotape, and maybe even more importantly, you heard Howard Finkel and you heard his opinion of us around here. So we'll just see if Downtown Bruno can handle Mr. Howard Finkel when you put them both in the ring Monday night. Six-man tag team action coming up after that. Richard Lee kind of touched on that a moment ago. Take the Moondogs and Richard Lee. Put all three of them in the ring, and on the other side, you put the Bruise Brothers, Ron and Don Harris, and Mike Samples. Make it a six-man match, and then stand back, watch, and enjoy as the holders of the World Tag Team titles, the Moondogs, will be in there with their manager against the former holders, the Harrises, and their manager, Mike Samples. Then you got Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett to go against Brian Christopher and Doink the Clown. And you know, this one didn't mean quite as much when this day began, but I got to tell you right now, well, you've seen what's happened as Christopher has brought Doink the Clown out here at every opportunity with all these little tricks. He comes out here smiling, and all of a sudden he's oiling up the corner. He's putting down banana peels. He's throwing pies at everybody in sight. Well, got to figure it's going to be a different story come Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum when Lawler and Jarrett will be in there to go against Brian Christopher and Doink the Clown, and instead of 2 against 1, it'll be 2 against 2.
I don't know if this cameraman can get a shot of this floor. Can you get a shot, Beth, back here of this? Can we see what now this is just a little bit of what has happened here today. We've had bananas peeled, strewn all over the floor. We've had Wesson oil spilled all over the floor. We've had pies thrown all over the carpet. Now, let me tell you something, Mr. Doink the Clown from the World Wrestling Federation. That may be the way that you live in your house, but this ain't the way we live down here in Memphis, Tennessee. We don't throw trash all over the place like that and get away with it. You may come down from your high and mighty Big Apple and think that we are the Beverly Hillbillies, but we're not, pal. And this punk Brian Christopher may have got on the phone and begged you to come down here and try to make fun of us, but you're going to find out real quick we don't take kindly to being made fun of, do we, Jeff? Not exactly. Go ahead.
You know, Jerry's out here talking about the WWF, and this is what you're going to send down here, huh, guys? It looks like Jeff Jarrett's not getting one bit of respect, or Jerry Lawler either. Back in August, I made a challenge to Bret Hart when he was Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. And he accepted my challenge, and now he's the WWF World Heavyweight Champion. And I hadn't heard nothing out of you guys. Jerry Lawler has set the standards in the wrestling world for years. And he takes on all challenges, and they send down Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. We found out how perfect he was. Right. And now you're sending down this clown to put with a USWA clown? Well, that's fine. 2 clowns in the ring, and I can promise you one thing. When me and Jerry get through with you, it ain't going to be pie shells or Wesson oil or whatever you want to come out with your little tricks. I know one thing. We know how to use chairs, boards, chains, and we know how to wrestle. So you 2 clowns, just come on down to the Coliseum Monday night.
I got a little special word for you, Brian Christopher, the man who seems to be getting a little too big for his britches, the little punk who needs to be put back in his place. You're running around here with a big smile on your face, just like that clown friend of yours. Well, I promise you this, Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, you're looking at 2 men right here who are going to slap those silly painted smiles right off your stinking faces. And instead of Wesson oil on the floor, when that match is over, there's only going to be one thing on the floor. That's your backs and your blood Monday night at the Coliseum.
Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, as we said, it's a different story when both of them are around against Brian Christopher and Doink the Clown. Don't miss this one coming up Monday night at the Coliseum. We'll be back here in just a moment. Stay with us. Hey, we're back again, and, well, we got a match coming up with the Harris brothers. Want to get them in the ring here in just a moment. And, Corey, sorry about all that. I did cleaned up pretty well. The main thing, you're all right, and with little luck, that clown won't show up again. Here comes Mike Samples and the Harris brothers. Yeah, and you were part of that thing there a minute ago, too. Not happy about that, I want you to know.
Well, I've got something else to say. I don't want to talk about what's happened. I'm going to talk about what's going to happen. You understand, Richard Lee, he came across with the one stipulation that he knew I would never do. We want the belts back because they stole them from us. Don't say nothing, Dave Brown. You know I'm mad. But he wants me to put my hair up, and he knows I will never do that. I didn't do it for Brian Christopher, and I will never do it for him. I have an appearance I have to maintain, Dave Brown. Richard Lee shops at the dumpster behind the Salvation Army. You know what I mean? He wears clothes that even homeless people won't wear. But I'm a good-looking man, and I have to look this way because I'm a businessman. He's ugly. His whole family's ugly. He comes from about 8 generations of ugly people, you know? So he don't care about his hair or his appearance, but I care about mine. So he knew that I wouldn't accept that challenge, but I know how to get a championship match. Make him mad. And you know how I'm going to do it? We're going to be in a 6-man match, and I'm going to be the 3rd man. And, yeah, Eddie Marlin reminded me I had to wear the boxing gloves. I haven't forgot that.
That's right.
But while the Bruise Brothers are killing the Fat Moon Hogs, I will be punching Richard Lee into oblivion, and he'll be happy to give us a championship match because I will hurt him so bad, he will be furious. And then, well, I'm going to let these boys tell you what's going to happen.
Let me tell you this. When we got those belts, we put them up anytime, no condition, no stipulation. They going to add this with the hair. That's a bunch of garbage, and you're going to pay for it in a hard, hard way, boys. And I want you to pay attention to this match, because we're going to send a little message to you. This is going to be an example of what you're going to get. Moondogs and Richard Lee.
Dave, today is workout on your back day. They're not going to work out their backs. They're going to break these boys' backs, so you better sit down and stay out of the way and hope they don't get hold of you.
Now, we're going to be watching. There's no doubt about that. The Harris brothers, the Bruise brothers, Ron and Don Harris, head into the ring and jump their opponents along the way. What a day we've had here, Corey. My goodness gracious.
Mike Sample's out there running his mouth. I don't think the stuff he's talking about is funny at all.
No, it isn't funny, and what he's saying is not exactly right either. They don't have the belts anymore. They want a title match, and Richard Lee says, hey, you want a title match? Put your hair on the line. Samples refuses to do it. And, well, I don't know. But I tell you what, I think this six-man match coming up against the Moondogs, Mr. Samples better watch himself, because Richard Lee can handle himself, too.
Oh, yes, sir, he can.
And the Moondogs have already proven they can handle the Bruise brothers.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Boy, this running Don Harris jumping on Jerry Turman, Todd Johnson. Picks up Todd and slams him down over there. What do you want now, Samples?
This is the chiropractic college today of the USWA. They're adjusting backs. If you want your back adjusted, Corey, get in line.
Well, Jerry Turman and Todd Johnson are having a tough day, let me tell you. Todd, not a very large wrestler, and he's going against one of the biggest and one of the Harris brothers right now. The Harris twins, can't tell them apart. I can't. But I know they're both big, they're both mean, they're both tough.
Don't point your finger at me.
They are, and as they pick up Todd Johnson, one of the big Bruise brothers, got Todd. Big slam on.
You know, I've seen this before, and he's yelling Moondog, Moondog as he slams Todd Johnson. I don't know what Todd weighs, under 200 pounds.
Yeah.
He's talking about Moondogs that are huge. There's no comparison. They may be trying to psych themselves up and think there is, but there is no comparison. In size, oh my goodness.
Man, that is hard. Flips Todd on the concrete floor down here, Dave.
That's what Richard Lee and the Moondogs have got to look forward to.
Whoa, what in the world?
Goodness.
Come on, Samples, stop that stuff. Get in the ring if you're going to wrestle. Man, let me tell you, this flipping Todd on this concrete floor down here. Ron and Don Harris, the Bruise brothers, picks up Todd Johnson, throws him head first right into the ring. Man, that's just disgusting. Ron and Don Harris, the Bruise brothers.
They went over and took a shot at Jerry Turman while they were at it to keep him out of the action. They're keeping the smaller of the two of them in there, just throwing them around at will.
Yeah, and they get the 1, 2, 3,
count.
and now you can get them out of here.
All right, the match is over, Mike. That's it. Their history. Bruise brothers need to leave the studio right now, please.
Yeah.
You don't get the name Bruise Brothers because you're a nice guy. Understand that.
You get them out of here, would you, Mike? Bout's over with. Take them out of here.
I understand, and nobody is going to mistake them for being...
Them titles are coming back one way or another.
The Bruise brothers back in a moment. A lot of new faces, a lot of big names in the USWA lately, and a new team is headed this way. Take a look at PG-13.
And I'm some would BD. And we're coming on strong to the T.O.P. We're lean, mean fighters, not storybook writers. Step on punk, cuz we'll burn you like fire. The name's PG-13. And the There's no two greater. All the ladies want to know, hey, what you doing later? Everybody step aside, cause we can't be stopped. You out of shape and out of date, and you might get dropped. This is a challenge, so accept it if your brain's that crazy. For one wrong move, and you'll be pushing up dates. We'll beat you down, leave you hurt, have you saying, please get off me, JC Ice. Sir, Woofy D, taking out suckers just like you never seen. Everybody jump up for PG-13. What's up? You didn't think we could do it? Yo, 1993 USWA. These funky lyrics were brought to you by the one and only hip-hop tag team, PG-13. Two names you won't soon forget, JC Ice. Sir Woofy D, we outta here. Peace.
Well, there they go, PG-13 in the ring right now. You got T.D. Steele and Tim Sadler all set to go against, oh my, Brian Christopher and Doink the Clown.
Hey, just get in the ring, yeah.
Watch it. Stay away, stay over there.
Just go ahead now, hey.
Hey, you got a match, kindly climb in the ring and leave us alone over here. Bert Prentice, gonna be, oh, did you see what the Clown did? He's got a flower on. He's squirting people in the face with it.
Oh, yeah. Boy, come on.
My goodness.
Squirting the fans.
And you know, that wouldn't have been so bad if it hadn't been for all the other stuff that he's done today. He's not just totally having fun. Let me tell you, kind of a personality difference there. Doink the Clown seems to be happy every now and then, but squirting
the referee, yeah. No, it hadn't, Prentice.
Well, exciting might be a word, Bert Prentice, that I might agree with. It's been an exciting day. Oh, boy. Doink the Clown. Brian Christopher. Christopher's already in the ring. Referee wants to ring the bell, but we can't do it. Christopher's still got his Southern heavyweight belt on.
Hey. Get in the ring over there now.
Finally, the referee says, ring the bell. Yeah, come on.
Hey,
leave Corey alone. Back over there.
Yeah.
Heaven's sakes, got a wrestling match here. T.D. Steele starting against Brian Christopher. Oh, Christopher's making fun of him. Are you serious, he says. Is this my opponent, he says.
Yeah. T.D. Steele tangles up with him, and Christopher just slams him up against the turnbuckle and just slaps T.D. Steele.
T.D. talking to the referee about the whole situation. T.D. says, hey, is this going to be a wrestling match, or is he going to prance around here and talk and make fun all day? Christopher. Boy, he's feeling confident today, and he's got Doink the Clown over in his corner.
Yeah, you got two clowns over there, and there's Christopher and Doink the Clown. They make a tag team in that respect, at least. Christopher takes T.D. Steele into the ropes. T.D. flips over, a good-looking move, and Christopher nails him, though.
I thought T.D. was going to take him off his feet, but you got to give it to Christopher. He braced himself and nailed T.D. and ended up with the advantage, and now the body slam.
Christopher slammed him down hard, too. Tags Doink the Clown. First look at Doink in the ring today. We had enough of him out here all day today. Big power move from the Clown that flips T.D. Steele over. There are a lot of things about this Doink the Clown. Of course, we've seen him wrestle, and he can do that. That's another tough move on T.D. Steele.
He's got a body scissors. He wrapped his legs around his torso there and able to scissors him and hold him down on the mat. It's not a pin position, but this is one of those holds where you exert a lot of energy trying to break out of it, and that's the position T.D. Steele finds himself in. Well, now, all of a sudden, the Clown just breaks the hold on his own. T.D. trying to battle back. Not for long.
One thing about this Clown, he's not all fun and games either. Guy can wrestle. Does a lot of stuff, but he can still wrestle. Ooh. Look at that move he put on T.D. Boy, Clown just kind of giggles over it over there.
Yeah, but then right back to dead serious as he turns again to T.D. Steele.
Doink the Clown. Tag Brian Christopher, and Christopher and the Clown. Teaming up here today on USWA Championship Wrestling, and they go to work on TD Still. It's been a full day today, too. Let me tell you, this Christopher and Doink the Clown.
Yeah, they figured in a lot of action here in the USWA today. Lawler had a match against the Shadow, won it handily. All of a sudden, Christopher comes out, starts challenging him. Ended up with the Clown spreading banana peels all over a corner. Well, Christopher knew something was going on over here because he comes running around the ring and he jumped over the banana peels. Lawler was chasing him. Lawler hit the banana peels and went down on the floor. And immediately Christopher jumped on him. Doink the Clown was right back out here doubling up. Similar situation with Jeff Jarrett a little bit later on, only they put an oil slick down. And they tripped Jeff up. Oh, look at Christopher go running into TD Steele here.
Yeah, this Christopher and Doink the Clown. Tag on the Clown, and he steps in. Clown is a big guy, too, and a big chop on TD Steele.
Man, you could hear that one all the way across the river.
Well, he lit TD up with that chop. Clown. Like he's putting that body scissor hold again on TD Steele. Doink the Clown, first look at him here in the USWA. He can wrestle, some kind of wrestler in there, and does a lot of other stuff to go along with it.
You know, Bert Prentice, I don't know if you could overhear him as he walked by, he yelled at me, hey, we're not clowning around, and he was trying to be funny, but he's also telling the truth. This guy, as you pointed out, Corey, when he turns to wrestling, look at that face right now. He's not clowning around, fans. He's wrestling. He is after his opponent, TD Steele.
He certainly got a big mood change in there, this Doink the Clown.
You're right about that.
Doink the Clown set now with Tim Sadler in here. And
Corey, is your other job working in a bakery? You smell like pastry for some reason.
Come on, Prentice. Come on, Prentice, how about you manage and leave us alone over here, huh? We've had plenty of interference over here at the desk here today. We don't need any more from you.
Oh, gee.
And you were involved in part of it with that pie in the face to Miss Texas. Ought to be ashamed of yourself. And then Corey gets hit with a pie as Mike Samples is out here.
Yeah.
Jawing at the Moondogs and Richard Lee. And then all of a sudden, Doink the Clown throws the pie at Corey. So he has not made a lot of friends here today, let me tell you.
Look at that move we put on Tim Sanders. Oh, just slapping Tim in there.
Well, he just broken the rope. Christopher was over celebrating, bouncing up and down on the rope, and just snapped one of the turnbuckles. The match continues, though. One thing about a wrestling match, you don't have time out in wrestling. The match does continue.
Yes, indeed. And Doink the Clown hangs on to Tim Sadler in there. And big power move on Tim. Tags Brian Christopher. Clown, you got to make him fun of TD Steele over in the corner over there. Christopher picks Sadler up, whips him into the rope, and Sadler comes off. Catches a big drop kick from Brian Christopher. Christopher still celebrating.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Sadler knew he was in trouble when he went into those ropes, and sure enough, Brian Christopher was waiting. You see what he did there? Right fist doubled up. Just hit him with a fist, Brian. Don't worry about the rules. My goodness.
Picks Sadler up in there and just whips him into the ropes. Sadler comes off, leaps over. Oh, boy. Thought he could have had something going there. He leaped over Christopher. Christopher just nailed TD Steele over in the corner. Picks up Tim Sadler. Big power slam on Tim. Flips him over hard. Tags Doink the Clown. The Clown up on the top rope in there. He's up on the top one and drops down on Tim Sadler.
And Brian Christopher, about as happy as I've seen him in a long time. He's dancing, he's celebrating, he's feeling good. Smartest man in the world. Yeah, well, his bringing Doink the Clown here is looking like a good career move for him at this time anyway. Of course, I also got to point out, as I've done already in the show, that when Lawler and Jarrett show up together, Christopher and Doink the Clown don't seem quite as interested in hanging around. So that's going to be interesting in the days ahead.
Yeah, indeed. What do you want now, Prentice?
You know what you have in the ring is two of wrestling's hottest commodities. It's just too bad we cannot find no competition nowhere.
Well, Prentice, you know that as good as T.D. Steele and Tim are, they are not wrestling's hottest commodities. They are not Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett.
This Prentice Samples and Christopher and this Clown had enough of them all day today. Let me tell you.
Well, the action continues. Tell you what, how long do we think Jeff Jarrett could last with Doink the Clown? The question from Bert Prentice. I don't know, but I tell you what, we're all going to find out before too much longer.
Sure will.
In the days ahead, you just stand by, Bert Prentice.
This Clown, let me tell you though, Dave, he is tough. This Doink the Clown can go.
No doubt about it.
He can go, and he and Christopher make one good tag team too. I have to add that, but the kind of stuff they use, the tactics they use, the things they do when they're humiliating the fans and humiliating everybody around here, that kind of stuff is just ridiculous to pull out here. And at wrestling, yeah, boy.
Yeah, as Doink the Clown, you can see him there in the picture. What he's doing is indicating in the direction of the table. He's real happy about hitting you with that pie, no doubt about it, Corey.
Yeah, he likes it.
All right, look, yeah, he's celebrating. What a different guy. Look, he's out here laughing, having fun. You put him in the ring, and it's a totally different face you see on that Clown. In the ring, it's Brian Christopher working on Tim Sadler.
Oh, it's not Jerry Lawler, Prentice. Christopher whipped Sadler into the rope. Big power slam from Brian Christopher. It's not Jeff Jarrett either.
Look at Christopher pulling hair. He just yanked him up by the hair over to the corner, made the tag. Here's Doink the Clown coming in. He had the fist doubled up, left hand to the midsection, around behind Tim Sadler, picks him up. Big atomic knee drop. Sadler's had a tough day.
Yeah, he's had a tough day. Every bit of it since stepping in the ring with this Clown and Brian Christopher. Look at Doink the Clown, stretching that left leg of Tim Sadler in there. Boy, is he stretching him.
Yeah, it's kind of a jackknife almost as he's got that leg pulled up, putting the stretch on the muscles that run down the back of the leg.
Oh, Sadler submits, yeah. Boy, he submits to that hold. Well, that's a tough hold, and Doink the Clown just holds on to it. T.D. Steele run over to try to get him to break it, and the Clown wouldn't give it up. Boy, that's a tough hold.
Oh, look out. The Clown's got that rope. He's got it wrapped around Tim Sadler's throat.
No.
The match is over here.
Yeah.
He was really putting the stretch. Probably the Achilles tendon in the down in the ankle area and also the hamstrings in the upper part of the leg. And Tim Sadler couldn't continue. He gave it up on submission. It's a victory for Brian Christopher and Doink the Clown, but they continue to work on him here.
Yeah, I wish they'd get out of here.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is just not called for. Doink the Clown and Brian Christopher celebrating. A little bit too late, though. Yeah, here comes the King and Jeff Jarrett. Oh, yeah, and there goes Doink the Clown and Brian Christopher.
Look what happened. Brian Christopher waves and says, bye, not today, thank you. We're on our way out of here.
Can't wait to see the King and Jeff Jarrett in there with these two.
I can't either because Christopher looked up, he saw Lawler, he saw Jarrett headed this way, and he said, hey, come on. And Prentice and a whole bunch of them just headed right over there and got out. Here's Jeff and Jerry right now. Let's see if they've got something to say. After seeing them in action, any comments?
Yeah, we got some comments, all right. Brian Christopher, you got this Doink the Clown down here from the World Wrestling Federation. Well, he may be here today, but he ain't going to always be here. But we know, Punk, this is your home just like it's our home, and you're going to be here. So I'm going to tell you something. You're out here running your mouth. You better keep your words soft and sweet because you're going to have to eat them one of these days. Remember that, Punk.
That's exactly right. He's going to be doing all this laughing today. But when me and Jerry get him in the ring, I believe the laughing will be over. And you know that, Brian.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this. Let's check that action coming up at the Mid-South Coliseum. It's a big day here today. It's going to be a big night Monday night. 7:30 is when it all starts. Opening match of the night, Terror number 1 will be going against Chris Michaels, the Masters of Terror #1 against Chris Michaels in the opening match. Then Rock and Roll Phantom will be going against Danny Davis. Danny Davis still looking mighty good, and he will be going against the Phantom in a single match. Boxing match coming up. Gloves will be on. Bert Prentice against Miss Texas. Prentice keeps running his mouth about that Bubba Johnson business. Miss Texas says, I've had enough. I'm going to shut your mouth once and for all. Put the gloves on. Show up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, and that'll be the match. Downtown Bruno is going to be climbing in the ring against Howard Finkel.
Look forward to that one.
After seeing the interview with Finkel, I can understand why Downtown Bruno doesn't like him. I mean, Lawler said you don't like him either, just from what he's been around the WWF. So Howard Finkel will be in here, not in his customary role as a ring announcer, but in the ring, and he will have to face Bruno Mania. Downtown Bruno. What do you say? Didn't have pythons who were going to wrap those earthworms around him and make him pay. Downtown Bruno goes against Howard Finkel. Then, six-man tag team action. Moondogs and Richard Lee, all of them in the ring. And you take on the other side Mike Samples, the manager of the Bruise Brothers. Put him together with Ron and Don Harris, and you have got the makings of a wild one. Keep in mind, Samples is looking for a world title match, a return world title match, to try to get the belts back from the Moondogs. Moondog said, you got to put your hair on the line. He said, no. Let's just have a six-man match. Richard Lee's going to be looking for him. Final match of the night, Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
Oh, get ready, fans. You know how we're all feeling about Doink the Clown and Brian Christopher. Can you imagine Lawler and Jarrett after they tripped him up over here with the oil, with the banana peels, with all of that, with the insults? Be there for the main event Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. It is going to be a big, big match. Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett against Brian Christopher and Doink the Clown. Speaking of whom, they are arriving right now, along with Bert Prentice, who's going to be in their corner. Brian with a Southern belt, the Texas belt, and his new partner.
You know, Dave Brown, I have one question for you, and I have one question for you, Corey, and all you pieces of trash sitting at home. Who is the smartest man that you know? Who is the smartest man in the world, Dave Brown? Tell me, Dave. It has
I'm
to
not
be.
going to say Brian Christopher if that's what you want to hear.
You don't need to call me Brian. Just call me the Brain. Brian the Brain, I like that because I am the smartest man in the world today, along with Doink. You see, Dave Brown, we have Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett running around here, and they think they're big, they think they're bad, and they think they're smart. But I'm on a different level than you two clowns. You understand me?
Come on, look in the hay.
All it took was one phone call to another very highly intelligent man I know, Doink the Clown. And you say, hey, after I get through with Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett, the king, I'll probably run off and invent a cure for AIDS or something, you know, because I am so smart. Well, no, I wouldn't do that because I'd probably save all your lives out there because you don't know how to act and conduct yourself in society, you understand? You're not like me. I'm the man with the class. I'm the man with the brains, and I'm going to prove it. Tell them about it, Doink.
I came to Tennessee thinking that everybody had a sense of humor down here, and I find the only people laughing is Brian and myself.
That is right.
I thought all the hillbillies were funny. I used to watch the hillbillies when I was a kid, and I used to laugh. Oh, I used to laugh. And Jerry Lawler, no, let's call him Jed Clampett. And Jeff Jarrett, let's call him Jeffro.
Ellie Mae. He got the blood out.
He does resemble Ellie Mae a lot. It doesn't appear that they find things too funny. Just trying to have a good time. So in the Mid-South Coliseum this Monday night, boys, you don't know what lurks behind this face. You think I'm all fun and games? Well, I want you to know, I may be laughing on the outside. My smile is only skin deep. If you could see inside, I'm crying. And you might join me for a weep. Monday night in the Mid-South Coliseum, You're not messing with the little boys you've been in here wrestling with. You're wrestling me. And the brains of the Mid-South right here. Old Brian, my buddy. So you come prepared, and you will by the end of the night. And I want you to laugh real loud, if you can.
You know, Doink, I have got to apologize to you because I know you came down here to Memphis, Tennessee. You came from the Big Apple. You came from New York City, where everybody running around there has a little bit of brains at least. But see, I have to apologize because when you came down here, I know you had to look over here and see all these lame brains. All these people that did not go to school. You know, I am ashamed. I am ashamed to be from the South. You understand me?
You can move up with me anytime.
I am so ashamed. So, Doink, after this week, after we dispose of Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett, please let me come on up there to New York City where I can be around some people that have some brains.
Well, I tell you, as far as we're concerned, you can leave today. We'll be back in just a moment. Get out of here. What a week, tell you. Maybe he thinks he doesn't. I don't know what he was doing behind my back in that interview, but after that and the pie in the face and all that sort of stuff.
That stuff is not funny at all.
No, Doink the Clown didn't make any friends at this table today. I don't think he made any out here with the insults that he made. I don't think he made any with you either. He and Brian Christopher will be teamed. Monday night, though, they got to face, not us, they got to face Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett.
And the thing about it, what they better remember is the King invented a lot of tricks they better look out for Monday night.
That's exactly right. When you talk about tricks, you better think of the King, and they're a little bit different than putting banana peelings on the floor, too. Watch yourself, Doink the Clown and Brian Christopher. We hope you'll be back with us next week. We'll have more great USWA action at that time. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.